Come on. Let's go live on YouTube. All right, there we go. All right, we're live on YouTube. All right, so if you're watching this on YouTube, this stream will be short because there's a game on right now between the Chargers and the Patriots. If you see me looking up, I have it on my TV. So this stream will be short. I'm just going to react to some videos and possibly some clips on X. We'll see, but that's the plan for the day. All right. MBG, let's go. Indiana is doing something insane. Let's check it out.
I don't think your casual fan understands how insane this is. Losers focus on winners, and winners focus on winning. That's the difference from this Indiana football team compared to everyone else out there and all these other fans trying to clown on them. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Saturday. Hope all of you having a great start to your weekend. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, we got a lot to talk about, believe it or not. I know we don't have any college football going on. Low-key kind of sad. However, we do got the playoffs. Bryce Young, yes, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Bryce Young, your former Heisman Trophy winner. He's in the playoffs. Him and the Panthers somehow, someway snuck into the playoffs with an abysmal 8-9 record, but I can't wait to watch that game. For those of you who don't know,
the Panthers lost, by the way.
Don't have a favorite NFL team. I know that's kind of weird. However, I do root for all the former Alabama players. I like to see them do well. So I'm going to be rooting for him and the Carolina Panthers, but also we got a ton of college basketball games going on. I love college basketball. I would talk about it more on the channel if people cared about it, but the sad reality is they just don't care about it until March Madness. But more of the story is if you're...
That's me too. I mean, sometimes I'll tune in to the Duke and North Carolina games, but other than that, I only care until March Madness, to be honest. And now I might watch the Iron Bowl between Auburn and Alabama in basketball, and that's just pretty much it. I'll only watch like a few college basketball games if nothing else is on. But other than that, I only care until March Madness comes on.
College football fan, there's not anything to look forward to on this Saturday and weekend. However, if you're just a sports fan in general like me, you like the NFL, you like college basketball, we got a lot going on. I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited as well. But due to the lack of college football games going on, we're going to make up for it. We're going to post a college football video so you have something to watch college football related on your Saturday. How about that? You know what we're going to talk about? The Indiana Hoosiers. They are doing something insane. Before we get going on all this, I got to say, a major shout out to Michael and Gary for the 2 big super chats. Michael sent $25. Thank you for your generosity. That's very kind, and that will be going to a good cause. That'll get reinvested back into the channel. He writes, "Hey Matt, I haven't been given suggestions to your videos even though I've been subscribed for almost a year and a half. I feel like YouTube trying to either not add you to my algorithms or they're just blocking you from being seen. Love your videos." Yeah, not too sure what's going on there, man, but thanks for being such a super long comment. He was pretty much talking about how the SEC's reign of terror, it's over with, and reasons why. Not every day on the channel.
Yeah, it's sad, but it is what it is. You know, there's some SEC teams that are obviously still good, like Ole Miss this year. But other than that, yeah, MPG, he made a video about this earlier. Yeah, teams outside of the SEC don't fear the SEC anymore.
We get not one but 2 what I would label as big super chats like that, but that is really appreciated. I can't thank y'all enough. I did want to address that. Now let's get on with the football stuff. Whew. Good googly moogly. Did you see what happened last night? I know we made a reaction video, but it is the next day, and you know what? I don't want to say I can't believe what I saw. It's more so I don't want to believe it. And here's something I thought about when I woke up this morning, real early, around 6 a.m. I didn't sleep too much. Pretty much took a nap because it was a long night for Matty Boy after he got home from the gym, making all the videos. We're only in year 2 of the Kurt Cinetti experience at Indiana. Year 2. Not year 5, 6, 7, 8. Year 2. It's only going to get better from here on out.
Only 2 years. And Kirk Cinetti's doing all that.
it. It is so cliche and corny to say this because they act the same, they have the same demeanor. But we're talking about this might be the closest thing to Nick Saban that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I know the past few years people have thrown Kirby in there as, oh, he could be the next Nick Saban. And I've even mentioned it from time to time. But I never really got the feeling and vibe that there's even a relatability factor there because they don't even act the same. But Cincinnati is just like Saban. He's stoic. When they're down by 30 or up by 30, you wouldn't even know it by looking at them. And what was the phrase I used to describe the team last night? And I'm going to continue to say it until this year is over. Indiana is a well-oiled machine. That's all you need to say about them. Well-oiled machine. Speaking of last night's reaction video, was this comment? No, Matt, you're actually bald. No joke. My brother in Christ, what are you talking about? The waves are coming in 2028. Keep hating. And that's a different conversation for a different day. From this point on, all the super chats we get on the channel will be invested into the MBG hair transplant. Coming soon. Anyways, like I was saying, getting back on track here with the football stuff. There's not really too much to talk.
Matt going to Turkey soon if he gets enough money from the viewers.
Talk about with the game itself last night between the Oregon Duckies and Indiana. It was over as soon as it started. Literally, there was a pick six thrown. It's not like it was over at the 10-minute mark in the first quarter. No, it was over after the first play. You knew it, and I knew it. And we could sit up here and talk about all the plays in the game and talk about how bad Oregon looked and how great Oregon looked. But the bottom line is, Indiana is just a buzzsaw at this point in time. It doesn't matter who they play. We saw it against Alabama. We saw it against, most recently, Oregon. And we saw it against, I know this is a crazy throwback, but I want to bring it up, Illinois, way back in the regular season. Remember when Indiana beat the absolute snot out of Illinois? What did everybody say? Hey, man, this Illinois football team, they stink. They suck. Well, come to find out, maybe they didn't stink or suck. Because if you're going to say that about Illinois, you got to say the same thing about Alabama and Oregon, don't you? But that doesn't make sense because Alabama and Oregon, they don't stink. I know we got a ton of Alabama haters out there. Maybe there's some Oregon haters, but come on now. Alabama and Oregon do not stink. Indiana's just on a different level. And it's not even like Indiana just beat Oregon and Alabama. They beat the absolute snot out of them. And we're not there quite just yet, but if, and it more so feels like a win, Indiana beats Miami, we are going to have some very uncomfortable conversations on this channel. About you know what. I don't even got to say it. You know. Don't act brand new, Timothy and Bobby. You know. Do you want me to really tell you? Well, number one, we got to start talking about Mendoza is playing just as good as Joe Burrow in 2019. And we got to talk about this Indiana football team when it comes to arguably the greatest college football team of all time. I'm telling you, it's going to be uncomfortable conversations, but they're going to have to be had. I'm trying to think back. I don't think there's ever been a team. I'm not even going to look it up. Somebody fact check me in the comment section, but not in my lifetime. I've never seen a team go 16-0, and I don't think it's happened in college football. I could be wrong on that. And let's just say hypothetically for say this video, Indiana, they beat Miami and don't just beat them, but they beat them by 17 or 20 points. That's for sure the best playoff run we've ever seen. And it's crazy because what did we say last year? Oh yeah, Ohio State just had the best playoff.
We said the same thing about Ohio State. When they destroyed Tennessee at home, and they destroyed Oregon at the Rose Bowl, and Oregon was the number one team in the country at the time, and Ohio State just absolutely destroyed them. And then they beat Texas in the Cotton Bowl, I think. You know, that fumble from Jack Sawyer took the ball all the way to the house, and then they went on to beat Notre Dame. Said the same thing about Ohio State, and now we might say the same about this about Indiana.
Front of all time, but Indiana's about to top it because they just creamed everybody if they cream Miami as well, and that most certainly is a possibility.
And Indiana's playoff run might be better than Ohio State's if they win against Miami, which they probably will.
I wound up tweeting this out last night. I'll read it off to you guys word for word. We live in a world where Indiana, arguably the worst college football program of all time, is considered a massive favorite over Miami in a championship game. Imagine telling someone that only 3 or 4 years
favorite
ago.
Over Miami, and Miami's at home in their own stadium. Miami's in their own stadium, and Indiana's the favorite.
Just imagine telling someone that 20 years ago, 3 years ago. That's all it takes. Indiana was one of the worst college football programs of all time. At one point in time, they had the most losses in NCAA history. And now they are considered an unstoppable beast that Miami's just getting in the way of, and they don't even have a chance of beating. It's insane, man. I don't think your casual fan understands how insane this is. Because most fans, what do? After the Bama game, they're like, dang, Indiana looked really good. But, Bama's got blown out twice this year outside the Indiana game. Florida State, the Seminoles blew them out, and also Georgia. So, yeah, we'll give props to Indiana, but not too much. Let's see what they do against the Oregon Duckies. Remember, they only beat Oregon by 10 in the regular season, even though it was on the road. So if they can go out there and beat Oregon by 10 or 14 points, we'll really give Indiana some credit. And what they do? They go out there and put up a 50 burger on them like it was nothing.
50 BTA.
They could have scored 100 if they wanted. Or maybe not 100, that's pushing it, but they easily could have scored 80. And now everybody's like, whoa, hold on, partner. Because we thought Alabama was just bad, a really fluky and up-and-down team. But no, they just blew Oregon out of the water. What is this team? Well, I'll tell you what this team is, partner. It is a well-oiled machine. That's all you need to know. And if you make mistakes against a well-oiled machine, a team that doesn't make mistakes, they are not only going to punish you, but a good phrase is, if you give Indiana an inch, they're going to take a mile. And that's what they did against Oregon. Oregon, it was a combination of Oregon played awful, and Indiana played great, and that's how you get the final score of 1 billion to whatever Oregon wound up finishing with when they got those late touchdowns at the end that didn't even amount to a hill of beans. Let me address this as well. I tweeted this out. I will read this off word for word so there's not any confusion there either. Then this was this morning at around 7 or 8 a.m. Everyone's saying, quote unquote, Indiana is only this good because they have 22 to 23-year-olds on the team. Sounds dumb. Just shut up and tell me you don't know ball. This is what happens when players buy into the culture and what the coaching staff is preaching to them. Indiana isn't just a quote-unquote great team. Indiana is currently a great program. Carry on. I don't have too much to add to that because, well, I'm the one who stated that, and I'm just going to double down on that. This is like the ultimate excuse for everyone out there because everyone's trying to point to this Indiana team and go, nah, man, something's off. Well, why are they so good? No, we can't just give them respect and credit. No, we can't do that. That's what a person with 2 functioning brain cells would do. That's just that's way too smart. Okay, how can we belittle them? Oh, yeah, well, let's say they have a bunch of 22 and 23-year-olds on their roster and a bunch of 5-year guys. Yeah, we'll do that. That will devalue their success. It's just pure hater energy. If you see anyone...
And look, not to hate on Indiana, but I might make a TikTok about this. But I've noticed from Matt, right, and other YouTubers, they talk about how players like Diego Pavia and Trinidad Chambliss, like Diego Pavia tried to get another year of eligibility, and which he got it, by the way, obviously, and Trinidad Chambliss tried to get another year of eligibility, and he didn't get it. And you had YouTubers like Matt and other college football YouTubers saying how they can't stand to see older players, like playing college football, play college football, like older players, like grown men. Playing college football. But then they praise Indiana, who has several older players. The point I'm trying to make is, how come you say you hate to see older players playing college football, but then praise Indiana while Indiana has a bunch of older players, if that makes sense. That might sound stupid, but I don't know. That's just that kind of sounds like a double standard to me. Like, I heard one of the players on Indiana, like, some of them are older than me, and I'm 23 years old, and they played when Trevor Lawrence. They played with Trevor Lawrence in their freshman year at Clemson, and they're in their sixth year. I don't know which player, but I know it's probably one guy. I forgot his name, but that's interesting to me. That they criticize Diego Pavia and players like Diego Pavia and Trinidad Chambliss for being older players playing in college football, telling them to go to the NFL draft or get a job. But then praise Indiana even though they have a bunch of older players on that team. It may sound stupid, but that's what I noticed.
Bringing up the argument of Indiana's got all these old guys, just know they're a hater and they're a loser. Losers always come up with excuses on why winners win. When a winner sees someone else win in life, they go, hey, they clap it up for them. They go, nice win, brother, nice win, happy for you. No excuses, because they understand, hey, that guy, he's just better than me. But all these other college football fans out there, they can't accept Indiana's really good, so they got to come out with these insane excuses and go, no, we can't admit Indiana's good.
And the excuses is kind of crazy when teams start winning. Yeah, it is true that people make excuses on why they're winning, but still, why criticize Trinidad Chambliss and Diego Pavia for being older players playing in college football, but then praise Indiana, a team full of older players, and praise them and glaze them? I don't understand.
But no, there's something about, okay, well, how about we bring up they got a bunch of 22-year-olds? Yeah, that'll get them. I know, just shut up. You're a loser. What is the infamous phrase on the channel? Winners win, losers lose. But also, I have another one for you. I've said this from time to time, and it's the truth. Losers focus on winners, and winners focus on winning. That's the difference from this Indiana football team compared to everyone else out there and all these other fans trying to clown on them. You're a loser, Timothy and Bobby. I'm talking about you. You know why? Because you're focused on Indiana. Meanwhile, you know what Indiana is focused on? Not you, Bobby. They're focused on winning. And here's the other thing. Y'all acting like Indiana's breaking the rules. Anybody can go get the players that Indiana currently has on their team. What are you talking about? Just pure loser energy to go, well, Indiana's got this 5th and 6th-year guy. Your favorite team could have recruited them in the most recent transfer portal cycle last year, but they didn't. Just give credit to Sonetti. He saw a diamond in the rough, brought him in, and he's
there's nothing wrong with. Excuse me. Yeah, it's true. Give him credit, but still, why criticize players like Trinidad Chambliss and Diego Pavia for being older players playing in college football, but then praise Indiana, even though they have several older players on their team? And I know Indiana's winning, but still.
Capitalizing on it. Outside of Indiana just steamrolling the competition, here's a side note to throw in there that I think is just as insane as this run Indiana's going on. Fernando Mendoza, your Heisman Trophy winner, in 2 games, not just one, but in 2 games, he has 8 touchdown passes to 5 incompletions. Are we going to see a man play an entire 12-team playoff with more touchdowns than incompletions? It might happen. I don't want to make this a super long video. I just want to harp on how great and insane of a run it's been for Indiana. And also, let's end off with this. It's time to pay respect. The past year or so, if you were, we'll say, a little iffy on Indiana, I get it, and so did everybody else. Because it's Indiana. They weren't a great college football team or program. And I'm big on criticizing people harshly, but also when it's time to give credit, you got to give credit when it's due. And I think I do a good job of that. Well, guess what, my friend? Whether you like it or not, it's time to give credit to Indiana. I know you don't want to, but it's the right thing to do. For everyone hating on them, you're just mad because your favorite team isn't doing what they're doing. That's all there is to it. Nothing more, nothing less. Many more things I could say, but I think we'll end it off here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me
crazy what Indiana's doing. All right, so 5-star transfer Cam Coleman has made his decision. I won't spoil it, but I did talk about it on TikTok. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it. Oh, he's got a $200 donation? That's crazy.
Oh, and come on. Bobby, you know why I'm here. I know why you're here. We got some new updates in the transfer portal, and we're going to talk all about it. But most importantly, and this is the main topic, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, the prestigious 5-star recruit, 5-star transfer, Cam Coleman, he has made his decision. We also got a new update on Alabama star wide receiver Isaiah Horton and where he may be ending up. And let's just say a little teaser, we'll throw this out there. It may be another school in the SEC. Going back to Auburn a little bit, I know it seems like they're losing everybody. Their 5-star quarterback, Deuce Knight, he has made his announcement as well. A lot we got to talk about, a lot we're going to go over, so we're going to get straight into it. And I just pulled up the comment section on the recent video. Am I seeing this correctly? Is this a $200?
Giving $200 to a YouTuber or streamer, that is crazy.
Super Hold on. This is a no hands clap. Oh my gosh. That's coming from J1, also a member of the Hold on. Texas Tech or something like that. He must got that oil money. That's what out of money. So thank you yet again to J1. All right, let's get into the video. That kind of threw me off. Let's lock in. Let's get down to business and talk about some football stuff. First things first, I'm not going to talk about this too long because I think we're going to make an entirely separate video talking about this throughout the week because he is one of, if not the most highly sought after recruit in the transfer portal currently, and that is Dylan Ravioli. He's expected to visit Oregon. I guess you could say there won't be any distractions during this visit, like Oregon worrying about the national championship game because they got obliterated by Indiana. So they don't even have to think about that. They can just really lock in and hone in on recruiting. But here's where things get a little wishy-washy. It depends on Dante Moore. If he decides he wants to go to NFL draft, maybe this could happen. But if he announces he's coming back, there's no way it's going to happen. There's no way Ravioli's going to sit the bench for an entire season. No way. I'll do my best to keep you updated on that. But how about this one? I know it feels like we've just been talking about Auburn so much because all their star players are leaving. But their other star wide receiver, Eric Singleton Jr., who's supposed to have a better year than what he had in this most recent season. But you really can't fault him too much because Auburn's passing game was non-existent. With Jackson Arnold, he can't throw a football to save his life. And then they switched over to Ashton Daniels. That's still more so of a running quarterback. Well, he decides to hit the portal. And now it's looking like he's going to join. Oh, wait, whoa. No. My apologies. It's not looking like he is going to join John Summerall. He is joining John Summerall. He's committed. I think this is a big pickup for Florida. He's a speedster.
I mean, Florida's not a good team either, but I would say Florida is slightly better than Auburn.
And I would say, all in all, a reliable wide receiver that is going to start from day one.
Yeah, and also that's probably a better school to join as a wide receiver than Auburn.
You can count on him. He was great at Georgia Tech before he went to Auburn, and really, I don't know why he thought it was going to work out at Auburn, but that is.
Oh, but I got to play the sound. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Water under the bridge at this point. He's heading to the Gators. Congratulations. Keeping it on track with the sorry and sucky Auburn Tigers, we got another one of their players who has made it official. Deuce Knight, the prestigious one, the one that the fan base really didn't want to see go, but he announced he's in the portal. He's officially committed to Ole Miss, which really means for Ole Miss, the Trindad Chambliss era, it's officially over. I saw a bunch of Ole Miss fans saying, and they're still saying it, oh, well, he's going to try to sue, and there may be a possibility that he wins in the state of Mississippi, and he's going to get to play, yada, yada, yada. They're just coping at this point. Look, it's over, man. The Chambliss era, experience, whatever you want to call it, it is over. It's donezo's. And I don't feel bad.
Trinidad, he's got to go to the NFL draft. He has to declare. He has no choice at this point. And I think he has a good chance of getting, well, obviously he has a good chance of getting drafted. I think he will get drafted. Probably second round, maybe. Second round.
At this point in time, I don't want to see him come back. You've played 5 or 6 years at this point. Move on. Either go to the NFL or get a regular job. I don't feel sorry for you.
All right, hold
6
on.
years at this point. Move on. Either go to the NFL or get a regular job. I don't feel sorry.
All right, so that's what I was saying. Like, you just hate, well, not hate, but you just criticize Trinidad for trying to get another year of eligibility, being an older player, trying to get another year of eligibility, but then praise Indiana when they have players that are literally older than us. I mean, I'm just saying.
For you. I'm tired of it. I know I may be an outsider on this, but I'm tired of seeing 25-year-old quarterbacks, and I'm tired of seeing guys play college football for 6 to 7 or 8 years. And there's another guy who just got denied, the Chandler Morris dude from Virginia. It's not like, oh, the NCAA has some hidden agenda against Ole Miss. No, they denied Chandler Morris as well. And good for the NCAA. Good for them. That's one of the only and rare times you'll ever hear me say that. As far as this goes for Deuce Knight, because that's who we're supposed to be talking about in Ole Miss, I think this is great. He reminds me a lot of, ironically enough, Austin Simmons. You could argue and say he is a better version of Austin Simmons. I'm not too sure. That's yet to be determined because we haven't seen Deuce Knight really play too much. I know he had the one game against, was it Sanford or some no-name school?
I think it was Mercer, I think.
And he went off in that game, but you didn't do it against SEC competition. If I'm an Ole Miss fan, I know you're down in the dumps. You lost Miami, but I'm feeling good about next year. You got your guy. Keeping it on track with the wide receivers, Alabama's star wide receiver, in my humble opinion, he would have been wide receiver 1 next year. He had not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns against the sorry and soggy Auburn Tigers. Isaiah Horton, it's looking like he's going to be going to A&M.
It's official now. He's going to A&M. He's a Nagy now. Gotta feel bad for Alabama fans. This is a huge loss for Alabama.
This one's a bit of a head scratcher for me. He's had a really weird career because he left Miami after Cam Ward departed. He goes to Alabama. I don't really know what he was looking for. I don't know if he was wanting more production. His production was slightly below what he did at Miami, but now he's leaving Alabama, and you're sitting there going, okay, I guess that kind of makes sense because he didn't get a lot of yards this year. He didn't have a ton of catches, had a decent amount of touchdowns. So maybe he'll go to a school with an air raid offense, a pocket passing quarterback where he can have 1,000 receiving yards or maybe 1,500 and 10 touchdowns, something along those lines. But no, you're going to join Texas A&M, and it's not anything against A&M. It's because look who their quarterback is.
Marcel Reed. And he was terrible against Miami. He was. And he did not play well.
Marcel Reed. That guy can't throw a football. Why would you want to go there from a wide receiver's perspective? Does that make sense to y'all? It doesn't make sense to me. If you're trying to improve.
And I forgot about this. I forgot about this. Yeah, going from Ty Simpson to Marcel Reed. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And no disrespect to Marcel Reed, and let's be honest, he was horrible against Miami, and he's going from Ty Simpson to Marcel Reed.
Your NFL draft stock, and this isn't official. This is just a prediction from Pete Nakos, who is a reliable source. He's right more times than he's wrong. I don't understand this one. I don't. Because Austin Mack and Keelan Russell, they made official. Both of those guys, not one, but both are coming back to Alabama. And it doesn't matter which one of those starts. I believe both of them right now are better passers than Marcel Reed. So why would you want to leave Alabama where you're guaranteed a starting spot?
I do think Mack would be able to give Isaiah Horton the ball for sure, consistently. I think he would.
And you're going to be wide receiver 1 and go to A&M where even if you win the wide receiver 1 job there, wide receiver 2, you're probably still not going to get the ball a lot. That's a really weird one for me. I'll keep you guys updated. But moving along here to the main topic of the main encore, main reason you probably clicked onto this video. What in the world is going on with Mr. Cam Coleman? Well, here it is. Alabama fans reading and weep. It's been made official. Cam Coleman. Everybody thought his final 2 schools were, and it more than likely was. It was between Texas and Alabama. Well, come to find out, he's heading to the Longhorns. Clap it up.
Cam Coleman is officially a Longhorn.
The Texas fan base, clap it up to Arch Manning. Clap it up.
That's a
to all the Alabama haters.
That's just a huge pickup for Texas, dude. That offense is gonna be crazy. Arch Manning, I'm pretty sure he will improve next season. Ryan Wingo, and now Cam Coleman, and now that running back that Alabama was supposed to get, that was committed to Alabama, but he flipped to Texas.
You won this one. He's joining Texas. Congratulations to him and the fan base and everybody associated and affiliated with him. You can go back and watch the previous videos, though. It's documented on the channel. I stated I didn't think Alabama had a great shot of landing him. I really didn't even understand all the buzz about Cam Coleman going to Alabama. Well, let me backtrack on that a little bit. When I say I didn't understand the buzz, I did bring up Alabama's going to have a chance, but not as big as a chance as people on social media were throwing out there. There were people saying, oh, yeah, there's like a 70% chance, a 60%, or even a 50% chance he's heading to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and joining Cam on the board. No. I thought at max it was only about a 15 or 20% chance. There was a chance, but it wasn't as big as people were out there saying. And you want to know why? Because when it comes to Alabama and Texas, Cam Coleman's looking at his options going, okay, I'll probably get the ball the same amount of times whether I go to Texas or Alabama. So at that point in time, what's the deciding factor? And I don't blame him. It'd be the deciding factor for me. How much money am I going to make at Texas or Alabama? Who's going to pay me more? I told you guys this year, last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Ever since NIL was implemented, Alabama is not going to pay for recruits or players. They're not going to do it. And when I say they're not going to do it, let me clarify, because that's over-exaggerating a little bit. They are going to pay some guys, but they're not going to get in a bidding war. They're not going band for band because they don't have to. It's Alabama. If they don't get Cam Coleman, it's not that big of a deal. Alabama and Georgia are the two schools who refuse to pay players. They're just not going to do so. And you can't blame them because it's worked out for them up until this point. Alabama has made it exponentially clear. Georgia, too. I throw them in the same conversation because they really follow the same game plan. They're not going to spend a bunch of money in NIL. They're not going to. They're going to spend a decent amount. They're going to do enough just to compete, per se, but they're never going to be in the top 10. Schools like Texas has to. Why? Because Texas hasn't done anything in 20-plus years. Schools like Texas Tech, they have to because of the same thing. And schools like Michigan, and the list goes on and on and on. Alabama recruits on legacy. They don't recruit with money. Big difference. Texas, they recruit with money. And let me clarify, because you're going to have some Texas fans crying in the comment section because they're going to say, well,
yeah, Texas is a big program too. Like, I was about to say that. Like, you could argue that Texas is just as big as Georgia and Alabama, even though they haven't been as successful as Alabama and Georgia.
well, I'm crying. I'm not crying. I could care less. I'm not saying that what Texas is doing, paying for these guys like they paid for Isaiah Bond and they're paying for not Isaiah Coleman, but Cam Coleman. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying they're in the wrong for doing that. There's nothing wrong with it. You can pay players. All power to them. And it's the same thing with Texas Tech. They spent the most money in NIL this recent season. And what did I say all year long? Hey, all power to them. Congratulations. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I'm just explaining this stuff. If Alabama gets in or what you think is a quote-unquote bidding war, they're not going to win because they're not going to outbid teams. Alabama's going to say, look, us and Ohio State, and maybe you can throw LSU in there as well. We've been wide receiver U for years. We get guys to the NFL. We have all these first-round draft picks, all these second-round draft picks. So if you come here, we're not going to give you short-term money, but you're going to get the long.
I think it's Ohio State, respectfully, but carry on.
Long-term money. That long-term money being, in this case, an example, NFL money. Texas can't do that because in the past 15, 20 years, they don't have the track history of getting star wide receivers to NFL like Alabama has. So therefore, the only way for Texas to win these recruiting battles is, well, we got to cough up some more cheddar. Yet again, nothing wrong with it. It's just what they got to do. Now that I've explained that, I think this is an excellent pickup for Texas. You're getting one of the best wide receivers in the country if you get to ask me. This is going to work. It's not like, oh, I wonder how well him and Arch Manning will bond together. I always thought it was so stupid when people say that. What are you talking about? It reminds me of when I played AAU basketball and I joined all these random teams. If you played AAU basketball, you know how it is. You join a random team every other week. Picked up with teams on the AAU circuit all the time. I'd pick up with a team in Georgia, Memphis, Birmingham, Alabama. List goes on and on and on. This is back in the White Randy Glory days. And these teams I'd pick up with, I didn't even practice with them. Not one bit. I didn't even know half of
that's
their
crazy.
names. I just knew their number on their jersey. And I remember we had an early 8 a.m. game. Those were the worst, by the way. Don't even get me started on that. But we wound up demolishing a team by 30-plus points. And I remember after the game, one of the moms of the players on our team, she came up to me and said, "Good game, sweetie. Y'all did so good." She said, "But excuse me, I don't think I've seen you before. Is this one of your first times playing with us?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am. The reason you haven't seen me before because this is quite literally my first game of practice." And I remember what she said word for word. "It's amazing how well y'all move the ball without even knowing each other." What I said back to her, it applies to our situation perfectly. I said, and I quote, "It's really easy to play with other great players." Same thing here. How is Cam Coleman and Arch Manning going to play together? Is there going to be some bumps in the road? No, because they're really good / great players. It's going to be easy. This is common sense. Even if you've just played pickup with a really great basketball player, you know it. It's easy to play with them. They know the game, and they're good at it. It's actually harder to play with players that are worse than you. And I'm not going to get into all that. If you know, you know. They'll get together just fine, and I'm sure they'll have a great year. But we'll talk all about that next year. Many more things I could say when up here. Let me know your thoughts down below. But
All right, man.
Look, if you're watching this video,
Dude, that I really think that Texas offense is going to be nasty next year. All right. All right, man. We got a little bit of bookmarks. Okay. Why did I bookmark that? Only have one? I don't know why I bookmarked this. I don't really have much to say about this. Well, I'll watch it anyways. Waitress pulls out his hidden talent to sing "Happy Birthday" to a woman sitting next to her boyfriend.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh.
Man, he really just showing off his vocals. Yeah, bro's just singing it like R&B style, like, dude.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
I'll just look at the comments. Let's check out the comments. He said I would have felt challenged. Wait. Oh yeah, waitress. That's kind of weird. He's not a waitress. That's a man. That would feel awkward, right? Yeah, that is awkward. I know Mans was contemplating whether to jump over the table or not. As a man, I would be cool. It's my girl's day. She's enjoying it. He's not singing bump and grind or nothing. I might even hype it. People need to relax. That's the problem. Everybody wants to be tough and serious all the time. Live, love, and laugh. Let's see what the reply says. I would give no reaction. Yeah, I would just stay stoic. You know, just not give a reaction. All right, man. This whole situation about Marlon. I probably should speak on it since I am a Marlon fan. I am a fan of Marlon. I like Marlon, but dude, basically he got exposed like some weird stalker decide to record Marlon and another chick, you know, making out. and apparently Marlon said that he did this before he was in a relationship. I don't know. It's just some. It's just a little bit of drama. Oh, what's this? Elon transfer quarterback Landon Clark has committed to LSU. Is this supposed to be their new quarterback? That's their guy? All right, interesting. Oh, there's Yana just speaking about it. It's like it's all over my For You page. Uh, should I just go ahead and watch it or what? What's Los Polos saying? How can you enjoy watching your NFL team knowing a random failed soccer player who never dreamed as a kid of being a kicker has the ability to make your team win or lose so drastically? Kickers are the biggest effing joke in all the sports. NFL needs a rule change. I mean, to be fair, I mean kickers are missing a little more often nowadays. Like back in the day, kickers they were rare. They would rarely miss. Like they would like them missing a field goal was just so rare back in the day. Back when Adam Vinatieri was playing for the Patriots, like it was just so rare just seeing a kicker miss a field goal. And nowadays it's happening more often. Yeah, I don't know why. Should I watch the clip? Should I watch the Yana clips or what? All right. All right, I'll watch it. Why not? All right, this is her speaking about this whole situation.
Honesty is key. Be honest for everyone. I found out when y'all found out, and no, at that time, we weren't dating. It was fresh and new. Next segment. Next segment. Next freaking segment, yo. Next segment. But let's just.
And also, I didn't know who she was. Like apparently she's like pretty. She's kind of popular in the UK. She's on this Love Island show, and it's pretty popular in the UK. And she cheated on her boyfriend, and I saw a bunch of girls or Jamaican girls, you know, literally like Jamaican or British girls literally celebrating, like praising her for cheating on her boyfriend. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, you can't take Twitter, like some dudes on social media seriously. You just can't take people on Twitter seriously if people are celebrating someone literally cheating on their significant other. You just can't take people seriously on X. Can't take them seriously. How long have I been streaming? Oh, and now we're in 30 minutes. Stream longer than I expected. And it is halftime at the moment. It's halftime in the Chargers and Patriots game. Could watch this, but it's 25 minutes though. You know what? I'll watch this
So
instead.
there's a
This is why IRL streaming needs to stop.
lot of dangerous professions in the world, such as being in the military, being a police officer, maybe a rapper, and now even being a military, being a police officer, maybe a rapper.
Nah, not just a rapper, but like a drill rapper or something like King Von. And like a Chicago drill rapper or or a LA drill rapper or something like that. That's dangerous.
And now even being a streamer. Well, IRL streamer, that is. You see, the world of streaming has been growing in general, but over the past few years, IRL streaming has truly managed to take over the space. And while it's been nothing short of amazing for some of the biggest streamers in the world like iShowSpeed, for others, it's been nothing but traumatizing. Now, it shouldn't be rocket science that in real life streaming is dangerous for anyone. I think a lot of people see these top streamers traveling the world pretty safely and think that this is going to be the same result for them. And sadly, that's not really the case at all. You see, these guys pay thousands and thousands of dollars per month for their 24/7 security teams, and these security guards are with them every second of the day once they leave from their streaming setup. I mean, for example, Aiden Ross literally travels with an entire police escort in whatever city he travels to. Now, I know that may sound like a bit much.
Crazy. Just Aiden just traveled, like Aiden just having all those security guards around him like he's the president. That is ridiculous.
But this isn't just the smartest solution for
Like
someone
if you
like
see that, like imagine just driving on the highway in Miami and you see all those cars surrounding Aiden. You would have thought that the president was in that Lamborghini Urus or whatever he drives.
Aiden, who may be a little more problematic, is literally smart for anyone who can afford to do it that's planning to do some IRL streaming. Now, of course, you don't have to go get a whole police escort, but it's definitely important to have some type of security of some sort, because obviously you're literally going live and anyone in the world can see your exact location in that exact moment. Even if you are taking all of the proper precaution to try to hide your location, like putting the cameras down or muting the GPS system, whatever it is that streamers do, the reality of it is, it's never truly enough to 100% hide your location, because there's always someone who's going to recognize the smallest thing and use that to find you. Like even recently, a popular streamer by the name of Agent was doing this stream in the middle of nowhere. It was like
I've seen clips of it, man. Just that's crazy stuff. That's crazy stuff, man. There was other things you could have done, but going to where do you go? Antarctica or Alaska or whatever
area and
really
literally sub-zero freezing temperatures, and somehow, some way, fans still managed to find them.
Who that? Huh? Who's that? John. John from where? What's that? John from where? Your name.
Like, how do you find a streamer from that place, from that area? Like, how do you find how do you know that he's there? Well, obviously you know that he's there because he's streaming at that place, but you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you just find him like that? If you understand what I'm trying to say.
Is this a threat? Alright, good, right? See, he's struggling. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Stream sniper.
Marcus musical legs.
Chat saying stream sniper.
What up, bro? Man, nigga, you got my coordinates or something? How'd you know where I was?
Street snipe, man.
Yeah,
This is a street sniper doom. What the?
That is diabolical stream sniping.
Now, sure, more times than not, these interactions between stream snipers and fans and things like that are usually super friendly, but of course, I'm sure all of you know that there's definitely some sick and evil, weird people in the world who will try to do anything to harm you. Another good example of this took place recently at TwitchCon when a streamer by the name...
Just absolute weirdo, like literally trying to grab and kiss her. Like, why would she be attracted to a man like this guy? Why? Like this big dude just grabbing a woman that's around around 100 pounds.
Of Emeru was just minding her business doing her meet and greet, and some weirdo literally tried to walk up to her and assault her live at the event.
And to be fair, he shouldn't have been nowhere near her. Like, security should have just stopped him right before he touched her.
Now, if little things like that don't scare you or worry you about how dangerous IRL streaming can really be, then maybe the most recent situation will really put everything into perspective for you. So a streamer by the name of Convy was recently in New York doing some IRL streams, and for those of you that don't know Convy, he's very good friends with Aiden Ross. He started his career off about 6 or 7 years ago playing NBA 2K. But the thing about Convy is he's always had
that's crazy. Wait, he started his he started streaming 6 years ago. I thought he started streaming like around 2021 because I do remember he used to be streaming with Silky and Annoying. I thought he streamed around 2021, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Some type of weird infatuation with New York, particularly the streets and drill scene of the city, which is really pretty random because
that is random. Convy is a guy from Miami, he's a Cuban dude from Miami. I think he's Cuban.
Convy is from Miami, Florida. He's said to be from a good household and things like that. So not really much of a street dude or someone who grew up in the streets at all. I think this whole thing kind of started.
Yeah, just a Cuban dude from Miami that grew up in a good family, but obsessed with New York drill.
Around the time he was playing 2K and started to blow up a little bit because during that time all of his closest friends were from New York. So I think that's what made him become more interested with the culture of the city. And of course the most popular rapper from the New York drill scene at that time was K Flock, who Convy really began to idolize in some weird way. I say all that to say that Convy isn't some street dude who's talking crazy on the internet, talking bad about this person, that person, whatever, putting himself in harm's way, you know. But to fast forward to today when Convy was doing this IRL stream where he was actually in the hood with an upcoming New York drill rapper by the name of M.59, and during that stream they had a segment where they went to the studio together and M. would make a song where he was dissing some of his ops within New York, and of course Convy was present during this entire thing.
Really collude on life, niggas know you a bitch. Every time niggas flicking for Naughty and Dottie, that both of them niggas wouldn't die like a dick. Right, Daddy, the pain be Dottie, the ticket and shit with a bro. I don't know who to pick. Fat boy, nigga, I smacked with the gat. Shit also mean he was ducking his hat. Ask me in this, ask me in that. How much tax and who passed up the cash after that? We ain't win a beef with the coach, but they sucking a dick. The fuck a little nigga that. I keep messing around. I won't part.
Yo, holy shit.
So unfortunately, after the song was made, M. and Convy would later part ways. And for whatever reason, Convy thought it was a safe idea to just sit in the car in the middle of the hood and just have regular, normal conversation with his friends after just being in a studio with a drill rapper who's dissing all of his people that's within the same area. I know New York is like this super big city, but in reality, everyone is just super close together, which means a lot of these people are literally beefing with their neighbors, like they're probably 2-3 minutes away. So it's not really the hardest thing in the world to go from one block to the next, especially when someone is live showing their exact location. And not to mention there's all of this other drama going in New York with some of Convy's other friends like Cuff'em, who happens to be in a very heated back and forth with Little TJ, who's also one of the most popular rappers in New York currently. And I say all of that to say that sitting in the hood with all of these factors applied probably wasn't the smartest thing.
Just stupid. That's a stupid idea.
To do. And sadly, this led to a very unfortunate outcome with someone opening fire on their car.
Like, when niggas getting Uber shit, aren't you getting paid on Kick every single week? What are you talking about?
Bitch, my KCIP is $5. What are you talking about?
Boom.
What the heck?
Stupid.
Now, of course, this whole thing went viral and quickly caught the attention of Aiden Ross, who reacted to this whole thing.
And I don't know what happened to Convy after, but hopefully all the guys are okay. You know, at the end of the day.
stream. And the initial reaction of all of this was to question, was it even real? Because unfortunately, we do live in an era of streaming.
And also, man, that's crazy to see MMA Guru out of his out the house, out of his own apartment where he streams and makes videos. It's kind of crazy to see him on a Aiden Ross stream. Never thought I would see MMA Guru in an Aiden Ross stream, man.
Where people would fake and script and stage the most serious things with the hopes of just simply going viral.
No, he's not. He ended. I need the location. I need to see everything. That's where he's at right now.
Do you want me to screenshot it?
No, I need the address. Yes, send me that address right now. 100% real, Lefty, right? Because I'm putting my people on this.
I mean, that's what Chris told me. He's like freaking out.
I know, but I need to know if it's real because I have to send people. Is it real?
That's what they're saying. Hold on, let me double check. But he's saying he doesn't know like what's going on and shit. So he just said that like they all got out the car and shit.
Now, sadly, this whole thing did end up being very, very real. You can even hear the shots ring off in other people's streams as well, such as Tizmala, who was actually on stream with Convi a little earlier in the day. And even M. Dot, the rapper who Convi was previously with, heard the shots from his setup as well.
A bunch of people. Like, basically, it's a...
And if that's not enough to prove to you that this whole thing was very real, there was also multiple reports about 6 shots going off in that area. There was also police in the area shortly after as well. And according to Aiden Ross, after talking with Convi on the phone for a bit, he did receive some unfortunate news that someone did get hurt in the midst of all of this. And that...
That's tough, man. Of course somebody got hurt.
That person was a streamer by the name of JJ.
Somebody got shot. And as of right now, he's in the hospital. And I think it was, who was he with? JJ got shot. So JJ's shot. All shit aside, chat. So, prayers, and I'm getting them a jet out of here. I hope it's not fatal. I really, really do hope it's not. So please, guys, that's what's confirmed. And all I ask is please, you guys pray. Yeah, to JJ, he's currently in the hospital right now. Hopefully if he got hit or gazed, I don't know what happened, he got gazed or hit, but prayers in the chat, okay? I don't know JJ too well, but I know he hangs around Convi and stuff like that.
Now, I do want to say quick prayers to JJ. I know some of you guys are probably unfamiliar with who he is because he is a smaller streamer. In the clip, he was a person that was sitting in the middle. He's very good friends with Convi and a lot of other people within the 2K community as well. In the clip, Aiden did reveal that he got harmed in the midst of all of that, but no one really knew how serious it was or whether he got grazed, whatever the case may be. And so far, the only report that we really have is from a streamer by the name of Crack Baby, who's well acquainted with everyone involved. He went into a Discord server apparently and said that JJ was good, but he did get grazed in the head, which is obviously a very scary situation.
Ooh, that's tough.
But he did say that JJ is expected to be alright. Now, the worst part of all of this is that it was just completely avoidable. Like, can you streamers, really anyone watching this, please stop putting yourselves in harm's way, especially just for the sake of content. Try your best to avoid these dangerous situations and just move smart. Obviously, Convi didn't know this was going to happen and he definitely didn't mean for this to happen. But there was literally multiple people who told Convi to not even go to this area. Even M. Dot, the rapper who he was with, was confused as to why Convi was even still there after 40 minutes of just sitting around.
No, bro. Niggas just be doing anything, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. I apologize. Like, it's not even really, I can apologize, gang, because before I left, you know what I did? I said, yo, I'm going upstairs. I said, yo, I'm going upstairs, bro. Like, you see all of us leave, bro. That's it. You see all of us go
donation or subscription sound effects so loud.
Is, bro. As a real nigga gang,
man, that is so loud, man. Like, why is it so loud?
Hey, bro, I don't know. Like, I apologize, bro.
As of right now, this whole thing is still ongoing. We haven't officially heard from Convi or anyone else that was involved. There hasn't been any reports yet about anyone being arrested or anything like that. The only thing there's been is some random guy on Instagram who's seemingly taking credit for doing this. He's been like bragging. I don't know, some guy on Instagram
And 23 working on my jumper.
who's seemingly taking credit for doing this.
Yo, son, you suck at shooting, cuh. Yo, son, I'm sorry, but wrong convict. I don't care, dudes trying to be hood. Journalists, you felt the heat. This crap is dead serious. Stay out of our streets.
He's been like bragging. I don't know. The whole thing is kind of weird. Honestly, it'll be the dumbest thing in the world if he actually is the person who did it, which I don't think anyone would be dumb enough to brag about a shooting on Instagram that literally took place.
Like bragging about shooting somebody on Instagram. That is so dumb, so idiotic, so delusional, so low IQ, just absolutely delusional.
Live on stream, but New York is a special
I said that multiple times, but it is true.
place, so who knows. Anyways, for now, all we can do is keep these guys in our prayers, pray that JJ is okay and none of his injuries are too serious, and just be happy that this wasn't a fatal incident for anyone, and hopefully this does wake people up and raise a lot of awareness about the dangers of IRL streaming. But that's just my personal opinion. As you guys know, the only opinion that really matters to me is y'all's opinion. So with that being said, be sure to let me know down below, what do you guys think about this entire situation? How do you feel about IRL streaming? Do you think IRL streaming is dangerous? And how do you feel about this entire
situation? Definitely it's dangerous, especially if you're a big streamer.
Be sure to let me know down below. And while you're at it, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join me on my journey to 25,000 subscribers. And with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video,
all right, the video is pretty much over, but yeah, I think if Convy wasn't into the whole New York drill stuff, and he was just if he would just be a kid from a Cuban kid from Miami, none of this would happen. But yeah, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end it. The second half just started not too long ago. Thank you to anybody who tapped in. I highly doubt it. You know, I didn't, well, that wouldn't have mattered anyways. But I didn't let anybody know that I was streaming. But since it was a short stream and everybody else is probably watching the game. But I didn't want to go 2 days without streaming, and I wanted to do a nice, short stream. But anyways, thank you to anybody who tapped in. Highly doubt it, but I'll say it anyways. And I'll probably be live tomorrow, hopefully. And hopefully the stream will be at least 2 hours. That would be great if it was at least 2 hours. But anyways, have a good night. And hopefully this